and random wrestling fans. My name's Ben.
I'm Ryan.
And this is the Ringside Review. Now today's review is all about the WWE Women's Royal Rumble, the first in WWE history. Now I don't know about you, Ryan, but I think it was possibly the match of the night.
Great match. Definitely main event worthy.
Well, in fact it was.
It was definitely much better than the Men's Royal Rumble, which you can actually see our review on our page. Give it a watch. Sorry it's very long. These videos are really long. Definitely give that one a watch and see what we say. Want your opinions on it? Give it a watch.
Indeed. Anyhow, moving swiftly on. Entrance number 1 and number 2, Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch.
Now, I used to like Sasha Banks. I thought she was something special, but now they've kind of gone a bit much with her now. Now she doesn't cut it for me anymore.
She does have an obsessive compulsive fetish of botching moves, I should say, and then to ending careers.
Well, if she botches moves, she's definitely on Botchamania then.
Well, she ended Paige's career, let's face it.
She did, sadly.
Her wrestling moves are stiff, and she's not really good at actually executing them, because if you look at that mud hole stomp she did on Lisa in the corner of the ring, I'm not being funny, most moves look like when they're executed, they hit, but this didn't. I'm sorry, go back to wrestling school, love.
Wow. Don't like her, do you?
Absolutely hate her. She's only getting pushed because of who her uncle is, WWE Hall of Famer Snoop Dogg, which is an absolute insult in itself.
It is. We'll do a later review on that. Anyway.
Number 2, Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch!
I used to like her.
I still like her.
Her old gimmick, back in NXT, phenomenal. Current one, this whole straight fire steampunk thing, not really working for me, love.
Works for me. I like her whole straight fire. I think it brings something special to the women's division on SmackDown Live. I like it. Keep up with it. I think she can turn into something special again.
I think she'd be an absolute badass heel, wouldn't she?
She would, I agree. She would be an absolute badass heel.
But I think...
Give her a badass heel run?
Yeah, give her a decent finishing as well, and also give her a decent finishing move, because the disarmer, it does look rude, doesn't it?
Does a bit. It's almost an arm breaker.
But where that arm's positioned, really?
Well,
It doesn't look right, does it?
Nothing wrong with it.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Anyhow, moving on to number 3, Sarah Logan. Now,
What do you want?
Sarah Logan, I've seen bits of her back when she was on the indie circuit, back as Crazy Mary Dobson, I believe she was. Nothing to write home about, but she was still very young in her career back then. She still is. She's only 24, 25, I believe. Fantastic career ahead of her, hopefully. But at the present moment, nothing special.
No, I can't really say I haven't seen much of her. I think she needs to go back to NXT for a bit. I don't think she's main event worthy, main roster worthy.
That's fair enough.
Give her a bit longer in NXT and maybe after a while see what she can do and then bring her up. But don't put her in a tag team, give her a singles run.
I agree with that. Number 4, Mandy Rose.
Same again. Get her back in NXT.
Still, she's something to look at, isn't she?
She's definitely something to look at.
And I don't mean that in a sexist way, because I just like women.
Okay. But put her back in NXT.
Definitely.
She's not main roster worthy yet. She needs a longer run, bit more training. Give her a couple years. You've got women down there that are definitely... Kairi Sane, Peyton Royce,
Ember Moon,
Billie Kay. Definitely bring them up to the main roster now, but Mandy Rose, no.
I agree with you there. Number 5, one of the huge shocks of the night, the WWE Hall of Famer, Lita.
Still got it.
One of the main reasons I actually first watched WWE.
Definitely still got it.
That moonsault though.
That is a very impressive moonsault.
As beautiful today as it was 12 years ago.
It was. Definitely.
Mind you, the 2 things I didn't like was that DDT, it looked slightly sloppy to me, and Twist of Fate, it just isn't working for me.
Well, to be fair, she hasn't wrestled for quite a while.
I'll give you that, but she's no longer associated with the Hardy Boys either, so...
No.
I mean, let her have the reverse Twist of Fate, yeah, because, well, it's nothing to write home about, but the current Twist of Fate, that's Matt and Jeff Hardy's move. It's iconic.
It is. It is.
Let them have it. Let them use it. Lisa, to be perfectly honest with you, your wrestling career is over. Move on.
Definitely. Anyway, who's next?
Number 6. Originally supposed to be Alicia Fox, but tailbone injury stopped her, and instead she was replaced by the Mae Young Classic winner, the Pirate Princess, Kairi Sane.
Definitely. Your pick, I believe, was it not?
One of my picks.
One of your picks. This girl is special. If you haven't already, please, please watch this girl's matches because she will impress you.
Definitely.
That elbow drop.
I'd even go as far to say possibly a future Hall of Famer.
Ooh. I wouldn't say that
She
yet.
is that good.
No, I wouldn't say that yet. She's quite new to the WWE. She's only been in it for, well, since the Mae Young Classic started.
So pretty much the start of last year.
Yeah. I wouldn't say she's Hall of Fame worthy yet. Maybe
In the future.
in the future, longer into her career, definitely. She needs still a bit of a run on NXT.
The gimmick's definitely something special.
Definitely.
And that elbow drop. That elbow drop. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I've already covered that.
I'm just giving my point. I believe that elbow drop. She is the queen of the elbow drop.
He loves the elbow drop, clearly. But
It puts Macho Man Randy Savage's elbow drop to shame.
does. Yeah, moving on.
Moving on. Number 7, Tamina Snuka.
I haven't seen a lot of Tamina.
WWE really don't know how to use her.
No,
I don't
they
think.
If I was the creators of WWE, what I would do is you've got Nia Jax, Tamina Snuka, both powerhouses, both very impressive women. Get them together.
Definitely. I don't think, as I've said previously, I don't think WWE know how to use it because they haven't used her in decent gimmicks. Originally, they had her as the manager to the Usos, I believe they did, years and years and years ago.
Yep.
And then she kind of went stale, got rebadged as Tamina Snuka and just fell flat like she is now, to be honest.
Well, she had a run with AJ Lee as well as a protector, I believe. When
God, that was a while back, wasn't it?
that was a while back, but now she's just gone. I don't know if she's had an injury for a while, but we haven't seen her wrestle for a while. But I don't really rate her anymore.
No, it's gone stale. She's quite old in her career as well.
She is. Moving on.
Moving on slowly. Number 8, the eliminator of my pick for the Women's Royal Rumble. I will hate her forever. Dana Brooke.
What was the point in Dana Brooke entering the Royal Rumble?
What was the point in putting her up in the main roster to start off with?
What does she do for wrestling? Nothing.
The only decent thing about Dana Brooke is her entrance theme.
She has got a good entrance theme.
Give that to a decent women's wrestler, it would be phenomenal.
Definitely. With Titus Worldwide,
It's
Titus
just not
and
working.
Punk is not working.
I
She needs a
can
different
quite
role.
clearly see them 3 being released before WrestleMania.
She needs a different role.
Yes, definitely.
Moving on.
Number 9, another shock. I absolutely went wild when this woman came out. Tori Wilson.
What can you say?
My face says it all.
Yeah. She is, or she was amazing.
Still is.
Definitely. Got a little bit of ring rust.
But she's in phenomenal shape for her age too.
She is
42 years old, ladies and gentlemen.
impressive. That's all I can say.
Still lasted only 3 minutes and 4 seconds, but could be less.
I'd like to see her in the Hall of Fame.
Definitely, I would.
Next.
Did she ever hold a championship before we go on to the next wrestler?
I believe she did. I believe she was women's champion before.
Let us know.
Let us know.
Number 10, Sonya Deville.
Don't like her.
I hate her. Can we move on?
Needs a...
Sorry, I don't know that.
Anyhow, there's the botch from our Alexa app. But anyway, we will still continue. Sonya Deville, what can we say about her?
Don't like her. Needs a longer run in NXT.
Very, very clunky, isn't she?
Very clunky. Needs a longer run in NXT. Not main roster worthy yet. But we'll see what happens.
Let's move on. Number 11, another one of my picks. Liv Morgan.
You can't get over her, can you?
She's gorgeous, mate.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, come on.
Oh, well, I wouldn't. I'm sorry. I don't see what is so special about her. Why is she on the main roster anyway?
Again, WWE, I think, don't know how to push women's wrestlers because currently they're putting them in duos or trios, and it's just really not working. I mean, you think about it. If WWE gave these women individuality and their own gimmicks instead of the Riot Squad, Absolution, to name a few, they would be the best women's wrestlers on the planet. But because WWE do not know how to push them, they're left with stale gimmicks.
Well, I believe Absolution was more of Paige's idea because she can't wrestle anymore, so she wanted to become a manager instead.
Paige was originally a wrestler with Absolution back when she was still wrestling
She
before
was.
Sasha Banks ended her career.
She was. I think with Absolution, Paige has got something special there. She can mould them into good superstars. We'll see what happens with that.
I personally would replace Mandy Rose with Liv Morgan.
Well, I wouldn't. I'd put them all back in NXT, give them a bit of a run in NXT, then see what they've got. Then, if they're worthy of it, bring them up to the main roster.
That's your opinion in the end of days. Whether I agree with it or not, doesn't matter. That's the whole beauty of being human. Anyhow, moving on to number 12, another huge shock, Molly Holly.
Wow.
Wow!
Molly Holly! What can you say?
That Molly go round. Beautiful move.
Impressive. I was surprised. I generally thought she was done, but she come back. Impressive.
Showed a bit of ring rust on her, but I tell you what, she can still wrestle.
She
And
hasn't
very, very well.
very well, but she hasn't wrestled for some year. Impressive. Very, very impressive.
Sadly, only lasted 4 minutes and 4 seconds.
Sad.
Sad. Let's move on. Number 13, the ravishing Russian, Lana.
Stop wrestling.
She's not even Russian, love.
No, she's from California, but stop wrestling,
Go back to being Rusev's manager.
please.
That's when you were most over, love. Let's move on.
I'm going to stay on Lana for a minute because I think this has to be said because it's just really gets to me when I watch professional wrestling. I was watching Total Divas. Don't know why. He's probably going to give me some stick for it. There was
Really?
nothing on TV.
Get a life, man.
There was nothing on TV. I was bored, so I gave it a watch.
Yeah,
And then
I bet you did.
And there was this bit where she was backstage. I don't know who was having a match. She saw Natalia and started crying. Now the reason why she started crying is because her finisher got stolen. Oh well.
Grow up, princess.
It
Grow
happened.
up.
It happens. Someone will steal your finisher.
Do you really think that Rhino, Edge, Christian, hell, even the Big Show, cried and whined like a bitch when someone stole the spear off of them? I don't think so.
No. Anyway, moving on.
In anything, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, so get over it, love.
Okay, moving on.
Number 14, another huge shock, Michelle McCool. Wow.
Wow.
Undertaker's wife.
Yes. Very impressive. Although I would have liked to see Layla in it. as
Definitely. Lay Cool would have been brilliant.
well. Brilliant.
She doesn't look in phenomenal shape, though.
She does. She does look
She
a
looks
bit.
very, very skinny.
She does look a bit.
I'm not shaming skinny people.
No,
I've got nothing wrong with that.
we won't go into that.
I haven't got anything wrong with larger people either. I'm a large man myself.
She was impressive, for she hasn't wrestled for a couple of years. Very, very impressive for it. I was surprised.
I hope it's not a one-off.
No, I hope not. I hope that she comes back into it.
Number 15, Ruby Riott.
I like her.
I do and I don't. As I said, I don't like the Riot Squad gimmick, but Ruby Riott as a wrestler, absolutely bloody brilliant.
I didn't know she was part of the Wyatt family. Anyway, I like her.
Criticism.
Yeah. I don't think she's main roster worthy yet.
I'll give you that.
I think she needs a longer run in NXT. But she's special.
Again, I
So
like her gimmick as well.
Yeah, I do.
She looks different as well compared to... I think a lot of the women on WWE at this present moment look like they all come off the same production line. Apart from like your likes of Nia Jax, Ruby Riott, possibly Alexa Bliss. Any more you can think of?
She reminds me of Paige. A little
Yes.
bit. She does.
I think I can see what WWE are doing with them. Absolution, the Riot Squad, they look like carbon copies of each other.
They do. I'm very impressed.
Number 16. Excuse me?
Excuse me?
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Vicky
It's Vicky
Guerrero.
Guerrero!
Oh man.
I started laughing.
Vicky Guerrero
I couldn't
is
help
an
it.
absolute diamond.
She is. I know everybody hates on her and gives her a lot of trouble, but she is brilliant.
One of the few reasons, promo-wise, and actually on the microphone-wise, why I used to watch WWE. She is absolutely brilliant, still to this day.
She is funny. Even when she got into the ring and she still had the microphone in her hand and she was shouting, "Excuse me," at all the women, they just stopped and looked at her like, "What are you doing?"
I think she was supposed to be the joke entrant for the Royal Rumble, but still, I went absolutely wild when she came in.
It was brilliant.
brilliant.
Brilliant. Bring her back.
Lasted
please.
only 57 seconds.
So what? Bring her back, please. Bring her back.
Number 17, Ms. Money in the Bank, the Princess of Staten Island, FABULOUS, Carmella.
She's okay.
I love her. She's brilliant.
No, I will say she's okay. Don't think she's championship material yet.
Really?
Yes.
You do surprise me.
I surprise everybody. She needs a bit of a longer run as a singles competitor. But see what happens. She's still got the Money in the Bank briefcase. She may cash in at WrestleMania. She may not. She may hold on to it. We'll see what happens.
She's got until Money in the Bank this year to cash it in.
Yeah.
Anyhow, moving on to number 18, Natalia.
Don't like her.
Now, I know Natalia is one of my fellow colleagues on the Ringside Review's favourite wrestler. Me and myself don't see what the fascination is.
No, I don't.
I get it, she's the Anvil Jim Neidhart's daughter, is it? And Bret Hart's niece or something or other. But, really? Just nothing special.
No. I think she's just about had enough.
I think she's gone past her prime.
I
I
think
used
she
to
has.
absolutely love her back when she first came out into WWE as part of the Hart Dynasty.
Definitely. But
Actually, she was out before, but nothing special really. I think she was Victoria's manager.
I think so, but didn't like it.
Okay, number 19, Kelly Kelly.
Another surprise entrant.
Wow, that woman hasn't lost it.
I absolutely love her, especially when she was in ECW.
Extreme Expose, eh?
That striptease.
With Brooke Adams and Layla.
Yes, that striptease.
Oh man,
If you remember it.
I think I was only like 10 or 11 at the time.
I don't know if a lot of you remember it, but it was brilliant.
If you're a man and you're of that disposition, definitely watch it.
Definitely. Quite impressive. Little bit of ring rust, but she soon got that off, and she did shine.
She did.
Very impressive. Don't know why she retired.
I think it was to move on to a further modelling career.
Yeah, I think she should come back.
Me too.
Maybe work with.
There's a few women on the roster I feel that she could teach a lesson to.
Good. Maybe she'll work with the women down in NXT and show them what she knows.
Yeah,
A couple of them could.
yeah,
See what
definitely.
happens.
Let us know what you think. Number 20, Naomi. Where do I go from here?
I don't like her. I think she's a rip-off of Kofi Kingston.
What, with the whole gimmick where she avoids a way of coming out of the Rumble?
Well, she only done it this year.
True.
Because it was the first ever Rose.
But I can see it becoming a recurring skit.
I could. I didn't like it very much. I thought.
Plus the whole Feel the Glow gimmick.
Yeah.
It was good when it first occurred, like the first 2 or 3 months there. Now it's just stale.
I thought when I watched it and seen it, I just thought I was watching a woman version of Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, me too.
I thought, why?
And that
What's the point?
is it the rear view, the running ass attack?
Yeah. Really.
Just no. The only person who should do an ass attack is Rikishi. That stink face.
That is impressive, but I feel sorry.
It's your favourite move of all time, isn't it?
It is, but I do feel sorry for whoever gets that because, well, I wouldn't want it done.
Cheesy.
Definitely. Okay.
Number 22. She's not like most girls. It's Nia Jax.
That was my pick.
Really?
I love Nia Jax.
Really?
Yes.
What can you say? Character-wise, she's brilliant.
She is.
As a wrestler, not.
Oh, come on.
I think myself, she's only getting pushed a bit like Roman Reigns, to be honest, just because of who her cousins are.
No, you can't go for that.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't. She lives up to what she says. She is the irresistible force.
Really?
Yes. She was amazing.
Personally, myself, I find Alexa Bliss irresistible.
You would.
Yes.
Anything that's got legs, you would find irresistible. But for me, Nia Jax should have won it. Definitely should have won it. I think it would set up a great match between her and Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship.
Yeah, it could work.
But I don't know, would their friendship come into it?
I can see one turning heel and one turning face against each other.
Yeah.
I could see Blissy turning face and Nia Jax becoming the overall heel.
Yeah.
She would be an absolute beast of a heel.
She would. We'll see what happens. But sadly,
So I
she
can only
won't.
tell. Number 23, the WWE NXT Women's Champion, the Mistress of the Eclipse, Ember Moon.
And might I add, she did have one arm.
The one-armed Eclipse. Beautiful move.
Beautiful. I like this girl.
I do. Got a long career in front of her.
Definitely. She needs to push into the main roster now.
Me too. I agree with that.
Definitely. Get her in the main roster.
Me.
Yes, she's NXT Women's Champion, but she needs a run in.
Better than a lot of the women on the main roster.
She is. And I think they could carry on the rivalry between her and Asuka. It could go into something special.
It'd be brilliant.
It would be. Anyway, moving on.
Number 24, the absolute legend, the Hall of Famer, Beth Phoenix.
Wow.
Wow.
She never, ever, once in that match, showed any ring rust.
Mrs. Copeland.
She is. But, wow.
Yes.
Impressive.
And plus, for me, I think she's got one of the best entrance themes of all time.
Definitely.
It's a beautiful piece of music. Definitely listen to it.
Yes. I'd like to see her work with the women.
I personally
Down
think
in
she shouldn't have
NXT?
retired ever.
No,
She was brilliant.
no. I think she needs to work with the women down in NXT. Show them what she knows.
I think she should be like a women's authority figure.
Yes. Definitely.
Or maybe like on commentary for women's matches.
Definitely.
I know she's doing it with the Mixed Match Challenge at the present moment. Or, in my opinion, replace Renee Young, because I cannot stand her.
Oh, come on. I like Renee.
You're weird.
She's entertaining.
What's entertaining about Renee Young?
Everything. She's entertaining.
Moving on. Number 25, the eventual winner of this year's Women's Royal Rumble, Oscar. Really?
No. I think this undefeated streak has gone on a little bit too long.
I think as soon as she broke Goldberg's 173-0 streak, yeah, it was going to work, but now this whole, however long she's been undefeated, it's like nearly 2-3 years now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just stale.
It's gotten a
She's
bit
not
long.
that good, and a lot of her moves are extremely stiff. And, God, WWE, in my opinion, I've had a rocket under her ass since she came into WWE, and there's nothing special about her.
No.
Yeah, her gimmick's slightly different. The whole Empress of Tomorrow, or whatever she decides to be called. There's nothing special.
No. I don't like her.
Number 26, an absolute legend who still wrestles with WWE. One of my favourites of all time, Mickie James.
Wow.
Wow.
Still got it. Definitely still got it.
It's in phenomenal shape too.
She is. Definitely. Although I think WWE have only brought her back in to work with the women, and I think it's getting a bit much
I
now.
know she's coming to the end of her career, but I feel myself she could have another couple title runs in her.
I don't think so.
But
No.
that's my opinion.
That's his opinion.
What do you think?
Exactly. Let us know what you think on Mickie James.
Okay, number 27, Nikki Bella.
I haven't seen her for a while.
Your favourite of the two.
She is my favourite of the two. Lives in Scottsdale, Arizona. If some of you don't know, I actually used to live in Phoenix. She's amazing.
I can't stand her.
I love her. I thought she actually fully retired. She did have a very bad neck injury. But whether she'll come back full time or whether she won't, You know, very impressive.
Number 28. If there's Nikki, there's definitely going to be Brie. Brie Bella.
Wow,
My favourite of the two.
he does like her. Just had a baby.
It's in phenomenal shape too.
Very phenomenal shape. Don't think she should have come back. But you can't have one without the other.
I went absolutely crazy when she came out.
I know you did. But like I said, you can't have one without the
What were
other.
the first two words I shouted as soon as her entrance theme came?
I can't remember.
I shouted Brie load. Just, no, need I say anymore.
Exactly.
Number 29.
Bailey! Take it as Bailey!
And the crowd go mild.
Yes. I am not a hugger.
I'm not really.
I don't like her. Although, I do like the flaming inflatable tube men. I love them. I think they're brilliant.
Just no.
I think it's brilliant.
Just turn a heel.
Something for the kids.
Screw the kids.
Can't say that.
Yes, I can.
No, you can. We've got kids watching this. Stop it.
Hello. Anyhow, number 30. Another huge shock.
Trish!
The WWE Hall of Famer.
Trish Stratus.
Wow.
Oh my god.
That-
Where have you been all my life?
She's still in phenomenal shape as well.
She is. But, wow.
And that little feud she had with Mickey James in the Royal Rumble. That made me feel like a child again.
It did. It did. If you don't know about that history, she has had a long feud with Mickey James.
I think it dates back to about 2005, doesn't it?
It does. Impressive. Sadly, she got eliminated.
By Sasha Banks, who
Really?
an absolute soul destroyer.
Yes, really. Why? Why did you do that to me? My childhood was crushed. Why?
Get a grip of yourself, man.
I like her. Leave me alone.
Anyhow, at the end, Asuka won. That was fine, but a couple things were wrong in my opinion. WWE, where was the pyro? You could have
Exactly.
even just changed the colour of the WrestleMania sign. I would have forgiven you for that, but it just seemed bland, like Roman Reigns or Apollo Crews.
He likes his pyro,
I love my pyro.
but sadly, it was overshadowed
By
by.
the debuting Ronda Rousey. I mean,
Really?
come on now, WWE. You've been running for nearly 60 years. Surely you should put over your wrestlers before some glorified MMA talent. I mean, come on now. The truth is in the name. World Wrestling Entertainment. Where does that say World Wrestling Mixed Martial Arts Entertainment? It doesn't.
Doesn't. Why they done it, I don't know.
It just, for me, stole the limelight off the show.
It did. It stole Asuka's moment. Now, Asuka hasn't said who she's going to face at WrestleMania and for what championship, but I can see it becoming a triple threat because when Ronda Rousey come out, she pointed to the WrestleMania sign. We don't know what's going to happen.
I just hope, hopefully, in my opinion, hopefully it's not against Alexa Bliss. Because
Her
knowing
choice.
WWE's decision, they'll put Oscar over Alexa Bliss, and that'll be the end of Lexi.
Her choice. We'll see what happens.
And as everyone knows, I'm a massive Alexa Bliss fan.
He is. Well, guys, that's it. That's our review of the Women's Royal Rumble. Let us know what you think.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you. What was your favourite moments? Who did you want to see in it? Who did you want to see come back? Let us know who your picks were. We'll leave it at that.
Once again, I've been Ben, he's been Ryan, this has been the Ringside Review. Don't get smacked down.